welcome to Global Premier Podcast, episode number 4. And we're lagging. Sorry for that, but let's do it.
Yes, it's been a while, but it's good to be back on the block.
Yeah.
To get this going again. Honestly, well, we've taken some time out, but yeah, we're back.
Yeah.
Thank God for that. So
There were no games in the start of February because of African Cup, but
not really. Don't say that.
No.
There were FA Cup games, and
there were. Yeah.
don't use the African Cup of Nations as an
Wasn't there
excuse.
a week there was a break, like one weekend?
It was during the it was a very strange window, international window.
Yeah.
Late January.
Yeah.
Because I remember Canada playing the US here in Hamilton. That was January 30th, right? So it was a strange.
Yeah.
This is the
So many things
strangest.
happening.
This is the strangest international window that I've seen in a long time. Maybe because it's World Cup here, and also it's going to be held at a different time and compared to the other times. It used to be summer, but this time it's going to be November because of where it will be held, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's why. So that particular weekend, there were no Premier League games. But there was.
It wasn't because of African Cup. It was because of FIFA, FIFA qualifiers.
It's mainly because of the qualifiers. Yeah.
Anyways, let's get into it, and we're gonna be focusing on Premier League games.
How much are we going back? Games happened from Wednesday, Tuesday. I think Watford played Burnley.
We have to mention that this is 8th of February.
Yeah,
Tuesday, 8th February.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going like 2 weeks back.
Yeah.
Into that, so we'll try to make this, not too long.
Yeah.
Because anyway.
Because honestly, I don't even remember the games. It has been a while. I do remember this last weekend.
Yeah, this past weekend games were okay. I mean, up till today that Man United played Brighton.
Yeah.
So, well, yeah. But
okay. So 8th and 9th February, what are the games that you still remember?
For me, the game that stood out was the Spurs and Southampton game.
Yeah.
Spurs thought they had it.
Yeah.
But
they were 2-1 up.
Yeah, the Southampton kept coming back, and they kept coming back, and then went all the way to win that game.
Southampton has actually been playing really well. They also
have.
played against Manchester United, right?
Yes.
The same game.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that later. But yeah, this game Spurs.
Again, another game that stood out for me was Aston Villa and Leeds. Leeds went in front through Daniel James, and then Aston Villa came back 1-1, 2-1, 3-1. There's this wonderful pass from Felipe Coutinho from the midfield, defense splitting through pass, and Villa went 3-1 up, and before you know it, oh my goodness, Leeds came back. Leeds like they never the speed of their game, the intensity of their game, it's like it never goes down for 90 minutes. It's like they play the same way for full 90 minutes. And I think maybe they are the fittest team in the league because they run a lot. They really, really run a lot. So
where do they stand in the table right now?
Well, when you play like that, you will also lose a lot of matches and lose some points. I think they are not even the top half of the league. They are not relegation threatened, but I think it's getting close to that, because they're not doing too well when it comes to the league standings. So that will tell you that.
But yeah, as of right now, after top four, every game is going crazy. It's like a battle right now. Top 8, like after 8 teams are competing with each other, and then the rest of them are competing for relegation.
Yeah.
It's actually really interesting right now.
I mean, look, if you look at it right now, Man City and Liverpool are the title contenders. The rest, Chelsea, Man United, West Ham, Arsenal, maybe you can put Wolves in there, or maybe let's sneak in Tottenham Hotspur. These are the teams competing for top four. And then from Brighton is doing very, very well. They are ninth on the table. Southampton is 10th. Leicester has been awful this season. It hasn't been going well for them compared to what they used to do or what they were doing last season and the season before that. And yes, but the rest, I think from Leeds United, Leeds are 15th on the table. Everton 16th with 22 points. And Leeds have 23. Newcastle they're out of the relegation zone with 21 points. Norwich, Watford, and Burnley are currently struggling. Burnley have games in hand. Burnley have played 21 matches compared to Watford that has played 23, Norwich 24. But the one downside of having a game in hand is that you still have to play the game. And
which puts them in the pressure
exactly,
position,
and as well, you're playing maybe against oppositions that are trying to also escape relegation. Like the Burnley Watford game, you think maybe Burnley will win that game. They played at home. They tied that game 0-0, and then they tied 1-1 with Man United, and I think they lost to Liverpool. Yes, they lost to Liverpool this past weekend.
They did.
So that puts them still in a precarious situation because at the end of the day, you still have to play other teams. And some of the teams might be playing to win the league or maybe playing to get to top four or playing to avoid relegation. So that you have games in hand does not guarantee you're going to win them.
I wanted to talk about two of these games on 8th of February. Number one is Newcastle versus Everton. As this is the first game when Lampard came back, right?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And, Everton, I think, scored it first. I don't remember. Yeah, they did.
Yes, Everton went ahead first.
Yeah, and then Newcastle, they're a really good team right now. Like, they put in a lot of work.
Yeah, they signed a couple of good players. They signed Kieran Trippier from Atletico Madrid, and he used to play for...
Trippier, I think, scored a free kick recently.
Yeah, he scored a free kick in this game.
In this game?
He scored a free kick in this game.
Yeah.
And again, back-to-back, I think their first back-to-back wins, he scored another free kick. Or was it the one they played this past Saturday, that he scored another free kick with which they won the game? Yes, they beat Aston Villa. It was a surprise that they beat Aston Villa. I didn't know they were going to beat Villa. But yeah, they beat Villa. So I think they've won 3 games on the bounce, which has put them out of the relegation zone. Honestly speaking, if you tell me that by this time of the season, how Newcastle started the season, and that they will be out of the relegation zone by this time of the season, I will tell you that that's not going to happen. But I think they are putting good amount of work.
Yes, they are.
They've signed a couple of players.
The striker, I think one of the strikers is really good. I don't remember his name.
Oh, Maximin.
Who runs really fast.
Yeah.
You can just tell like he's putting a ton of work in it.
I think if he stays fit, I think he's going to do a lot, to help the team because he struggled with injuries in the past. He can come in, play maybe 45, 60, 70 minutes, and before you know, he's out injured, and maybe he will not play the next game because he's still injured. So if they keep him fit, if they manage to keep him fit enough for the rest of the season, they will survive because that guy is a terror. He terrifies defenders. He can run. He runs.
Yeah.
He runs to you.
He doesn't get scared.
He's not scared of who you are. He runs to you. He's got quick feet, good dribbling skills, and his end product, he shoots very well too. So.
Yeah, and the second game was Manchester United. I don't remember. So they've been.
Oh, the Maguire
really
thing. Remember?
Is that that game?
Yeah, we were talking about this game, right? Where
he was misplaced or not in the place where he should be.
Man United were horrible.
Okay, that's the game. Okay, yeah,
Yes,
they were horrible.
He was.
They've been horrible, but that was the first game.
This was a terrifying, not terrifying on the good sense of it, but horrible defending from Man United. Horrible,
I think Manchester United had
defending.
really good upper hand in the start of first half.
Yes.
They missed few chances, but in the second half they were like doing poor defense.
The thing is this. We used to say this in Spanish, quien perdona pierde. Quien perdona pierde, which means if you keep missing chances, the possibility of you losing that game or not winning the game is very, very high. Because I don't know, it's like a natural phenomenon that the more chances you miss, the more you are like encouraging the other team to play better and to improve.
Yeah.
Because they were like, oh, we've been lucky to not concede this goal, so we have to step up our game.
Yeah.
So United missed quite a couple of chances. They would have buried the game in the first half. But Burnley came in second half, right on the bar. Boom. They got their equalizer.
Burnley is at the last, right?
They are the ones in the bottom of the table.
Yeah. Yes.
You know, so you see the game they play. I mean, they took the game to Man United just right on the, at the start of the second half. And that was where Maguire was horrible. Varane, I don't know what happened in that back four.
Yeah.
If you look at the way they considered that goal, you remember we talked about it.
Yeah, we analyzed that.
What centre back runs away from the centre forward when the centre forward drops to get the ball? Follow him there, mark him. Make him uncomfortable. Even if he gets the ball, you're already there with him. Maguire went back and then started coming forward to get the ball. By the time he comes, he committed his teammates too. And committing his teammates, they did not win the ball because at the end of the day, Weghorst, I hope I pronounced the name right, the German centre forward that won the ball from Wolfsburg, he turned into two defenders, two Man United defenders and played the true pass. Yes, still Maguire could not catch up. Well, Maguire is not one of the fastest centre-backs, so he couldn't catch up to Rodriguez, who just, had it with De Gea, and then that was how they conceded.
Even in the D, he could have tackled or anything, but it's just
horrible defending.
Horrible
defending.
Yeah, there've been so many articles about him after this game, like everyone criticizing his performance. He does not play where he should be playing. Yada yada yada, but it was horrible.
He is a waste of money. I would say that, unfortunately. I believe everyone agrees with me on that.
Yeah, I do. I don't remember Man City game too.
Man City Brentford was a good game. Yeah, definitely will always be a one-sided game when Man City is playing against a mid-table team. Because they're taking it serious right now to win the league.
Yes, they're not trying to lose anything.
They're not trying to lose any game because any points they drop, it's an advantage for Liverpool.
And they're catching up too. They had Liverpool has won more games.
Yeah,
the last four games, and Manchester has tied one game.
Yep, they have a game in hand.
Yeah, and they have a game
as
in
well.
hand. Yes.
So Liverpool is trying their best, and because, if Man City lose any game, and Liverpool continues winning their game, when they meet in April, that is going to be the decider. That might be the decider for the season, because it's going to be a very, very tough one. So Man City cannot give up any game now. So especially when they're playing mid-table teams, they thrashed Brentford 2-0. And then the weekend afterwards, they smashed Norwich 4, where Raheem Sterling scored a hat-trick.
Yeah, that was just last weekend.
Yes. Yeah. So, if you look at, do you remember the Wolves-Arsenal game where it was a funny game?
I don't remember.
It was a funny game.
What happened?
This guy got a red card in just a couple of seconds in between.
Player?
Yeah, the Arsenal centre forward, Martinelli. He tackled the player, committed a foul, and then committed another foul, and the referee waved play on for the first foul, and then he ran again and committed a second foul, right on the goal.
Okay.
So
that's interesting.
if you see the timeline of when he received the first yellow card,
69.
he received the first yellow card in 69th minute.
Yeah.
In the same 69th minute, he got the second yellow card, and he got the red card.
And he scored the goal too.
And no, he didn't score the goal. It was the centre back that scored the goal. So it was a ridiculous game. But at the end of the day, they got the 3 points, which is what's important in a Premier League match. You know, the only thing he would miss their next couple of games, but I think he was able to get his own fair share of red cards.
I can imagine Wolves been trying really hard because Wolves won against Spurs. We'll talk about that later. But the Wolves might have played because it was a home game. Did they give them a good fight, Arsenal?
Yes, Wolves tried everything, but I think Arsenal sat deep and defended. So when you do that, even against a 10-man team, it's very difficult to break them. So I think Wolves got a goal, but it was ruled offside, which of course VAR is always there to let us know if it was offside or not. Although there are some VAR decisions which are ridiculous, but we have to respect it. It's there for a reason. And Wolves really tried. They put in a lot of effort. They put in a lot of pressure. They had possession of the ball for a very long period of time. Arsenal were waiting only for counter attacks. So it was a very tough one for Wolves to take. But at the end of the day, for me personally, I thought Wolves were going to win the game when Arsenal, because the Arsenal player got the red card in the 69th minute. So for 20 minutes, Arsenal sat deep and defended very, very well. And their goalkeeper is doing very, very well, Aaron Ramsdale.
Yeah, he's good.
He was the man of the match in that game. So that tells you that he stood his place, kept his rear guard in place, and made sure that everyone were doing their work. So I think Wolves were unlucky, but what do we call unlucky? I don't know. It's just not enough.
Didn't put in the work.
Yeah, wasn't enough.
No. Let's catch up with the weekend games, 10 games.
Oh yeah.
Start with Manchester United versus Southampton. I think it was. I don't remember. How did Southampton scored? I think it was not a foul or on penalty, right?
No, it wasn't. No. I think it was from open play.
Yeah.
Was it that Roger kid that scored? I think so. I can't remember. Or was it Che Adams?
No, it wasn't Broja. It was Adams, yeah.
I think it was a header from him. I think so. Or was I?
It was right after the start of second half.
Yeah, I think it was a header from the flanks, and he nodded it in somehow.
That's the game where Ronaldo had a very early chance.
Yes.
And he got an empty net, but he didn't manage to finish it. I mean, he did try, but it was not powerful.
Oh.
And he was frustrated for sure. But Southampton, as a team, they're fighting.
Well.
They have fighting spirit. They will not lose anything.
I think they are really drilled. They tactically they are very, very disciplined, and physically they put in the work.
Yes.
That is one of the things that make them stand out when they play. So there's one thing. There's something in this game, in football that. Yes, you can have all the good players, all the world class players, excuse me, but if you are not putting in the work, if the hard work is not there in the game, you will not get any result. You will be picking the ball out of your net, because that is what Southampton brings to their game. They bring hard work. They will run. I remember I used to watch how their centre backs were integrate into the attack, And then once they lose the ball, transition from attack to defend, they will be sprinting back. That Salisu of a kid in the center back, I saw him made a sprint back. I don't think I've seen any Man United player make that kind of sprint running back. And because it is a tactically disciplined team, that once we lose the ball, the first thing you have to do as a center back, we don't have the ball, is to run back while the other players are also trying to win the ball. So they are well drilled in trying to, in attacking and in defending.
Yeah.
And the transition from attack to defend and from defending to attack. So that is one of the things that stands out. And they play a very traditional 4-4-2.
And I was going to talk about their goalkeeper. Yeah, he's good, Fraser.
Fraser, I think Fraser used to be the first choice before, and then I think he lost his first choice position. And then
that's the same game he saved the goal, right? With like deep dive.
I think he's as the first choice now because the other one got injured. I can't remember his name. His name keeps coming to my mind, but I can't remember his name.
Did you say the other keeper?
Yeah, the other keeper. I can't remember his name. I don't even know
Willie?
if he's on. No, Willie Caballero is just came in because the first one, and okay, there was a time Foster and the other goalkeeper, what's his name? Is it Mark?
He's not even in the squad anymore?
Because he's injured.
Okay.
So they brought in Willie Caballero on a free transfer.
Okay. This January?
So now that Foster is back and fit again, Willie's on the bench. So that's how they, that's all about their goalkeeping section or department. But yes, and they play a very, balanced 4-4-2, so two center forwards, traditional wingers, double six, back four, and everyone is given work. They are working really, really hard.
Yeah. Broja does.
Broja reminds me of Diego Costa. He will bite. He works extremely hard as a center forward too, and I think he's established a good partnership with Che Adams. Remember last season, what's his name? Armstrong is on the bench. Danny Ings and Che Adams were the ones playing, but when Danny Ings went to Aston Villa, Broja, took over, and he's been putting in the work, and I hope that Chelsea will consider bringing him back to compete and fight for a place, in the Chelsea's first team, because he is a Chelsea loanee to Southampton. So I'm looking forward to that. I think he can knock Lukaku off his pedestal.
He's gonna have good support.
Because he really, really works hard. He really, really runs. He puts in work. And that is what you expect from your center forwards. So.
Yeah, next game is Brentford Crystal. I actually have not seen their games in a while. Crystal Palace, of course, Vieira, right?
Yeah, Patrick Vieira. Yeah. It was a London derby. It was a balanced game. None of them wanted to lose. And Palace did their best. If you can see, there were not too many moments there.
Yeah, there are not many.
But yes, it was a game that no one wants to lose. Brentford is standing firm in the league table, and which is good for them, good for a team that just came up from the championship last season, and standing very firm, 14th on the table. Palace is just 13th, so two of them are just. One is 13th, and then the other one is 14th on the table. So they didn't move places. They just stayed there, and they just got a tie. So which was which is good for them. Which is good for them.
Is Everton below Crystal Palace?
Everton is below Crystal. Everton is near relegation than Crystal Palace.
Okay. Lampard has put in.
He has to
because
put in.
we're going to talk about the next game, which is Everton versus Leeds.
Yes.
So this is the first win for Lampard.
Yeah, first in 2 games, right? Yeah. Then it's as if he's been coaching for a long time in the team, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, he lost his first against Newcastle, and I know he has a moment. He had a moment with the Leeds coach back when he was at Derby County in the Championship. I think they still have that beef or something between them. But I know that Lampard would go to, would play Leeds and want to win Leeds, and they put in a good work, good combination plays. Link-up plays between the midfielders and the wingers and the attackers. Yeah. They really stood up to Leeds, and they were able to get 3 goals from Leeds. I remember the goal scored by Seamus Coleman, the first goal they scored. It was a very good combination game. Richarlison was good. I think on in general, that match, Everton outplayed Leeds in every sense of it.
For sure.
And
I remember, I think the last goal was kind of funny. I don't remember, but Lampard was happy. Do you remember how they scored the last one? Was it a free kick?
Yeah, the little kid, Anthony Gordon.
Was it a free kick? I don't remember.
I think it was a build-up. It was a build-up play.
It was a build-up.
Between the midfielders. That kid was actually, he gave a very good account of himself on the field that day. So, well, it's up to them to counter on that and use that as a springboard to their next games. It's going to be tough for them. They are in an unusual, position on the table. I mean, Everton, you hardly see. I mean, Everton, below 15th on the table. But this time around they are way below, and it's as if they are also in the relegation dogfight. So it has to be like, who wanted more.
Has it ever been this interesting in Premier League, or like all the bottom teams so close and the top 8 after 4, top 8 teams after 4, or they're so close and then the last ones are also closed? Like anything can happen in the next or whatever time we have left for. It's actually very interesting.
It is an interesting situation this time.
Get to see good football.
Yes, so even the relegation threatened teams give you good football. Even the top 4 teams give you good football. The mid-table teams are playing so hard that they don't drop into relegation battle. They are not dragged into relegation battle, but as well, it's overall entertaining. Yeah. That's why the Premier League is one of the most. It's the most entertaining. It's not even it is the most entertaining league. Yeah. High intensity, good football. The thing I like about the Premier League is that even the bottom team put in a very good shift. They put in a lot of work. It might be that they are outclassed and outplayed by the top teams, but as well, you get good, solid football from the bottom teams. And it gets more interesting when the bottom teams play against each other, because it's fight, it's war.
Yeah. Which is this next match, Watford versus Brighton. They're both, I think, Brighton is the same team that played against
Brighton is doing very well. Yeah. Brighton is doing very well this season.
But they're at the bottom, right?
No.
It's Burnley at the bottom, right?
But it's Burnley that's in the bottom. Brighton is 9th on the table.
Okay.
9th. And I think this is their highest position since I know about them in the Premier League, or since they came up to the Premier League. And, Yes, they lost today to Man United, but that was their first loss in 6 games. So that tells you how good they've been coming this season. They play very, very good football. Honestly, if you remove the top four, besides the top four teams, I think even I think Brighton plays better football than Man United, plays better football than than even maybe Arsenal. They are workhorses. They are not tired. They never get tired. They play good football. They don't just kick and follow. They give you good football. That's one thing I like about Brighton. And that is why I think Chelsea also struggled because they pressed hard on Chelsea. Chelsea played them in 3 weeks succession, I think in December and later early this year. And we were not able to get a point from, I mean, 3 points from them. We tied both games, you know, and we were also very, will I say, somehow lucky, you know. But they had energy, they play with energy, you know, they know what they are doing. And that is one thing that makes a team stand out. When a team is playing a match and you see that their game plan, their tactics, their approach, they stick to it. You're watching their game, you see exactly what they're trying to do and accomplish. Sometimes it might not work out, like today when they lost to Man United, but you will see exactly what the idea, the method, the philosophy behind the game that they play. And that's what Brighton brings to the Premier League. And I don't think there are not too many managers like, you know, the Brighton coach right now.
Yeah. And they won away. They didn't even win.
Of course, Watford is in shambles, so playing Brighton will be they would beat Watford. Watford is not doing well, so and I think maybe they might go down. There's one player from Brighton that has caught my eye, and it's their left back, Cucurella. I think that's the name. Yeah, I think he's Spanish. That's in this game. I think they played back three, and then yes, Marc Cucurella. That guy has caught my eye, and I think this might be his last season with Brighton because big teams might be coming for him. And I would love Chelsea to go for him. He's a very good player.
Yeah.
He can handle the ball. He can defend. He can pass the ball. He can dribble. He can overlap. He can go forward. He can come back. So for me, he is very, very good. And I will not be surprised if one of the big teams come for him. And if Chelsea goes for him, I would like it because it's easier for you to buy also defenders that are in the Premier League and that are already in the Premier League, you know, but just switching teams in the Premier League than to go play defenders from outside. When you buy defenders from outside into the Premier League, it sometimes takes them time for them to adjust to the speed of the Premier League, you know. So, but if he can, if a big team, I want Chelsea to go for him, honestly speaking. I want Chelsea to go for him, you know, but you never know.
But that can happen after the season, right?
That will be at the end of the season. That will be in the summer.
And it also depends on how long his contract is.
They always have a buyout clause.
Yeah, okay.
If Chelsea offers some amount of money that passes his buyout clause from Brighton will let him go.
He's a midfielder, though.
He's a wing back. He can play as a left fullback and also as a wing back. So if Brighton plays a back three, then he becomes a wing back, which means he can go forward and he can come back. But when they play back four, he becomes a fullback. But also being a fullback, he has the ability to overlap, you know, join the attack, integrate into the attack. And then as well, once they lose the ball, you see him flying back. I saw him today play against Man United. He was very good too. He can put in good crosses into the box too. So these are the qualities you expect from a wing back and also from, you know, a wing back, full back positions. So that's one thing that I mean, Brighton is very good. I like the way they play football. They really give you decent football to watch. So
Yeah. That brings us to the last game of Saturday, which of course Man City 4-0. Raheem Sterling scoring a hat-trick. Man City,
there's nothing to talk about there,
about
honestly
it.
speaking.
They're top-notch. They're not leaving any stone unturned. They're just taking all chances they have. In top shape. Yeah, I think as we mentioned before, they don't want to lose a single game going forward because they don't want Liverpool haunting them later in the season.
Yes, they have to keep winning their games.
And they want to win with big margins. Like scoring 4 goals away.
You know, I think last 2 seasons or last 3 seasons, Norwich pulled a surprise on Man City, and Norwich beat Man City.
When?
I think that was last 2 seasons.
Okay.
And it was a very, very huge surprise for
Norwich
everyone.
is the same club that you picked in your fantasy league, the striker.
Yeah, one of their strikers is in my fantasy league.
What's his name?
Not Pookie. I removed
Not
Pookie.
Okay, you removed
yeah,
Pookie.
I removed Pookie. I mean, they're not going to get me goals all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But
where is Norwich standing right now?
They are third to bottom.
Okay.
Yeah, they are third to bottom on the league table. Funny enough, they used to be the last on the league.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, them and Newcastle, where it used to be.
I remember Newcastle being
but I think also they've tried to win some games this season as well. So it's a very, very tough fight going down there from the 15th to the 20th in the league. But those that have like 10s, Norwich got 17 points. Watford 15. Watford have signed lots of players, but I don't know the quality of the players that they've signed. They changed their managers, brought in Roy Hodgson, and I don't know if that would do them any good. I don't really know, but time will tell. But I think that it will be very, very, very sad if Watford go down. Seeing the number of players that they've signed, just that maybe the quality of those players are not there. And but we'll see. It paints that they might go down, because when I see Leeds United, when I see Everton, definitely Everton will not go down. If they continue playing the way they played against Leeds United, they will not go down. I'm sure Lampard is going to put in a lot of work on the training ground, and because of his personality and because of his achievement as a player, he will want to transfer.
He's won big titles,
that,
yes,
of course. Yeah. He will want to transfer that style, that desire, that passion to play good football and to win. Yeah. He's going to transfer that to Everton, and Everton will go up the table. The same thing that Stevie G is doing with Aston Villa. These are 2 solid world-class, Premier League midfielders that are now into coaching, because for me, in the past, 10, 15 years, if you ask me the best midfielders in England, it would have been Stevie G and Paul Scholes and Lampard. I mean, not in that order, but 3 of them were the best midfielders in their time. Yeah.
They were top of the highlights every weekend.
Yes, every weekend. Imagine Lampard used to get 20 plus goals every season. Yeah. Every season. If you look at Paul Scholes' stats as well, some say he's the best central midfielder in the history of the Premier League. Some might argue that, but yes, he scored lots of goals. Stevie G also scored lots of goals. Frank Lampard scored lots of goals. So those 2 right now, Stevie G and Frankie, as managers right now, they are going to make sure that their players work really, really hard, because they know the benefit of a very, very good work ethic. Hard work pays off, and those 2 were very, very hard-working midfielders during their time. So you can have watched them play football and down their coaches, and then you go in and put a shitty work for them on the.
No, we're going through the era of like Crystal Palace have
Patrick Vieira too.
Who else? like we growing up, we watched these players playing. Now they're
Mhm.
coaching, so it's a new era. They're
Yeah,
giving that philosophy back to their new club.
exactly. It's interesting to have them, you
Yeah,
know.
good
It's
old
interesting
memories
to,
too,
yeah.
right?
I wish another player that I wish was or is coaching right now in the Premier League would have been um, Roy Keane. So imagine Roy Keane
Yeah.
against Patrick Vieira's team.
Oh
That
my god,
that will be
hilarious!
something
Like
else.
imagine they start fighting on the sidelines.
That will be something else. So I don't think they will fight, but I can imagine how their players will approach the
Yes.
games. You know, because they were, oh my goodness, I cannot I can never miss Arsenal Man United games when Roy Keane and Patrick Vieira were the captains of Man United and Arsenal. It was fire.
Yeah.
So I wish Roy Keane was coaching in the Premier League, but anyway.
Yeah. Let's go Sunday's game. 4 games. Liverpool versus Burnley. I don't remember. I didn't watch the game.
Yeah, Liverpool had it tough that day.
Why? I'm still amazed. Why is it still 0-1?
Yeah, but they had it tough. Remember, Burnley is fighting not to go down.
Yeah, they're
So
gonna do
you have to put in a lot
blood
of
and sweat.
work.
Yes.
You have to put in a lot of work against uh, against a top team like Liverpool. One, not to concede a lot of goals because the more goals you concede,
Can make a big difference at the end of the
exactly it
season.
can make a lot of difference. You know, when at the end of the season. So
True.
Liverpool tried and tried and tried until they had this set piece which Fabinho scored. You know, it was a corner kick.
What
And-
happened at 40th minute? So
Yeah, it was a corner kick, and he met it. He met it, and then I think
I
the keeper
remember
saved
now,
it,
yes,
and
yeah.
then he rebounded again.
Yeah.
He followed up. He never took his eyes off the ball. He followed up. I think it was Mane who first put in a header, and then the keeper saved, and then he bundled in.
Yeah. That's what happened.
The goal. So that was how Liverpool was able. If Liverpool had tied that game, we might as well have said forget about title race anymore
race,
because
yeah.
Man City
Was always gonna
I mean,
go for it.
were going to go away with it.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, another game that I liked was the Newcastle Aston Villa. Newcastle won again. Their first time of winning 3 games on the bounce this season. And it was a free kick from Kieran Trippier again.
Trippier, yes. I
Unfortunately,
remember
he
that.
ended with an injury, and I just read that he will be out for 2 months until May.
Really?
Yes. So
It was this game that he got injured?
Yep. He got injured in this game, so he would be out until May. And being out until May means to the end of the season. The season ends in May.
Wow.
So, what else is he
He's
going
been
to
so
play
vital for the team because he's been doing great.
Yes, he was very good for them. He's a very good player. He's a leader, and he was a captain that day. And unfortunately, I think he injured his foot, so he left the field
pitch,
on a cast and
really?
on crutches. Yes, so it's a very unfortunate thing. But also, they've got a good player from Lyon, Guimaraes, a Brazilian midfielder who was on the bench. So we'll see how they're going to handle this whole thing. Now they play some attacking football. They're not just out there playing 5 at the back, trying to defend and sit deep, which they used to play under Steve Bruce, the coach that was there before Eddie Howe came in. So, but right now they're set up in a 4-3-3 formation, and they're trying to put in their best, and they're out of the relegation zone now. So, if they can carry on with that, getting a replacement for, I think Kraft, the Swedish guy. is he Swedish or Swiss? I can't remember. You know, he's going to take the place of Kieran Trippier, but they have to just keep
Who are
pushing.
they playing next? Do they have a big game coming on?
I can't remember. You have to check that then, man. So, do I tell you that I have the fixtures of the EPL on my head?
So maybe you remember everything.
I don't remember everything. I'm not a computer.
Newcastle playing.
No, not that one. Keep going. I think they are playing West Ham. It's going to be a tough game.
Match.
I think West Ham might beat them, or at worst, they will get a draw. I do not see them beating West Ham. West Ham have been a very, very strong team. And for sure, this season, West Ham is pushing for a top 4 finish.
For sure.
They are pushing for a top 4 finish. So,
yeah.
So if they achieve that, that's fine. But I think Newcastle will come out for the fight. I think they have players to match West Ham, you know, in the midfield, and they just have to, you know, put in a hard work, you know. In the attack, I think if they have their talisman fit and ready to go, you know, he can be able to get something from West Ham. You know, get some fouls, get some free kicks and penalties if possible.
But I think West Ham they're playing home too, and yeah.
Doesn't really matter.
Doesn't really matter for sure, but
I mean, honestly, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Anyways, let's go to the next game. Spurs Tottenham.
Oh, Spurs and Spurs being Spursy.
This is their third game they lost in a row, which is really poor. I mean, I remember in our last podcast one of our podcasts we were mentioning that if Tottenham was in a position that if they won all of their games, they would have been in 4th position. Yep. Or they might have been above Chelsea.
Yes, they would have been in 3rd position, but you see that?
Yeah.
Remember I just said some few minutes ago that having outstanding games doesn't guarantee anything.
More in pressure,
it puts you under pressure. And that's what's going on with Spurs now.
Yeah.
You know, they had a very good game coming back to beat Leicester. Remember that game that they were losing?
3-2,
and then they came back to beat Leicester. And I think that was the last game they won.
That was the last
game. You know, now they fall into Wolves, fell to Southampton. You know, their defense, oh my goodness.
Yeah,
their defense was shambolic. Their defense was shambolic.
It's like there's no communication.
Oh my goodness.
The first goal, it was a funny goal, a comedy goal, as this commentator mentioned. Like, they were, I don't know, they were trying to clear the ball. Is that what happened? Yeah, that's what exactly happened.
Yeah, it hits the post.
Yeah.
Right?
No, it was the keeper was unable to give a good pass.
Oh yeah, he made a save and then he cleared it and then he put it in the middle. The guy just smashed it.
Yeah, and no, even then, they brought it in, and there was like something funny going on, like their own players. Yeah.
You know, we say that Spurs being Spursy. You know, they always.
They give you such a good game.
They give you their defenders
like.
I'm sure their fans will be very, very upset with the defense.
I don't think they have any chance anymore because their next game is against Chelsea.
They are playing Man City.
Sorry, Man City, bro.
On
Chelsea.
Saturday.
Chelsea's playing Crystal Palace.
They're playing Man City on Saturday.
They're gonna get smashed. Nothing against Spurs, but City,
I hope not.
City is on a roll.
City is on a roll.
Oh, you want City to lose?
I want something to happen to City so that the league, so that Liverpool can have something to fight for a little bit.
I kind of agree on that because the top teams have to give them tough time.
Yeah, you have to give them tough time to. I mean, if City runs away with the league, then what are we playing for? You know,
True.
I mean, they've got things right because you have to give them credit for that.
Mm-hmm.
They've got things right. Yeah. Players are all fit. They all know what they are doing on the field. Individually, as a team, attacking, defending, with every phase of play, Man City players know what they are on the pitch for.
Yeah.
And they know that they have to win the game, right?
Yeah.
And they know playing with with Liverpool at the back of their heads that Liverpool is also coming for them, right?
Yeah.
So, but you never know what Tottenham will turn out for. I think Tottenham's problem is, which I believe Antonio Conte will be working very, very hard to fix, will be the defending aspect of the team. They give away cheap. If you look at the Wolves game, they were giving away cheap goals. Look, do you remember? Okay, first of all, there was a back pass. This is like an unforced error. A back pass to the goalkeeper. And the goalkeeper wanted to play it out to the left and miscued it and it went a little bit wider. What happened? Okay, goalkeeper made a mistake. Left back had the ball. What did he do? He played the ball and then he played it straight to a Wolves player. What else? Do we play the goalkeeper for that? No, the ball has already left the goalkeeper's legs, goalkeeper's feet, and went to the left back. So what should he have done? He should have done better. You want to clear the ball. Clear it a little bit high and away, not mid level.
If you are not in a position that you have less time, just clear the ball,
or just put it out of play.
Yeah, so the players can come back and save you. Yeah, but yeah, it was a really poor.
We can blame the goalkeeper for everything, but also, what about the defenders around him then?
Yeah. Did Spurs have any good chances?
What chances did they have?
Well, they were 2-0 down in 18th minute.
I think
someone scored, but it was an offside.
Yeah, they scored a goal. I think Bergwijn scored a goal, but it was an offside or something.
Yeah.
But I don't understand. Yeah. I don't understand what's going on with Spurs, especially in their defending. The job of the defenders is to protect the goalkeeper. Simple as that. Their job, and sometimes they don't win second balls inside their 18-yard box. That's another thing. It's like once the ball bounces, everyone is haywire. They don't know where the ball is anymore. No one is organizing. No one is talking to anyone. There's no communication, because that is when defenders start looking for the ball. But if there's someone communicating, hey, on your right, left, this, center, go, this, go. There must be communication, but I think that there is a breakdown in communication in the Spurs defense. And that is why they've been conceding comic goals like the ones they've considered. Yeah. So. Yeah,
I hope they beat Man City. They come up with the plan and
let's see. I would just sit and enjoy the game, because if I put my heart on Spurs, that would be Spursy,
you don't want to get attached.
They might just lose the game altogether. I mean, the only reason why I want it to be a very good game, balanced game, is that it makes the title race more interesting.
So sometimes when you're playing a really high stake game, sometimes you perform better.
Of course.
Conte might come with a great plan.
Maybe he might come with something, and before you know it, you see that City have lost a game, because City has not lost a game in so much a long time.
Yeah, 6 games. Very long time.
It's been a long time since City lost a game.
Yeah. I think they're tied, but they haven't lost in a very long time.
Yeah, the last game I think one of the only game that I can remember that they tied was against Southampton, who seems to have an antidote for them on how they can stop them in their tracks, right?
They don't fear City.
They don't fear City. They go match them power to power physically, and then try to get some points from them, or maybe they don't beat them, but this season, City has not beaten Southampton home and away. 0-0 in the first leg, and in the return 1-1. But City has smashed Chelsea home and away this season.
What about has Tottenham won against City or lost in the first game?
I can't remember what the score was, but I don't know. I can't remember, but it's a game that I'm looking forward to
next weekend. So
it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, which brings us to the last game of Sunday.
Oh, Leicester.
I don't remember. I didn't watch highlights.
I watched the game. Leicester bottled it. I think Leicester is copying from Spurs, that they lead and then they bottle it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Leicester would winning, and before you know it.
Oh, they were 2-0.
Look at when West Ham scored the last goal. The last corner kick of the game. The last.
And West
corner
Ham
kick.
is good on goal.
Oh
corners,
yeah, they are good on set pieces. They are very very good.
Very good. Top
You
players.
know, West Ham scored first, right?
Okay, Bowen. Yeah.
Before you know it, Leicester came back, 1-1, 2-1 up. You played the entire half on top.
Yeah.
90th minute injury time. What happened? Corner kick.
Yeah.
They'll go to
We have
sleep.
to give credit to what's the manager's name? West Ham's manager.
Oh, David Moyes.
Moyes, yeah. He's I mean, I exactly don't remember, but he was criticized a lot, and he had to let go, right, from his job.
Yeah, he was let go from West Ham.
He was let go from West Ham.
He
came
was
back
let
to
go
West
from
Ham?
West Ham.
Really?
Yes.
Is that what happened?
And after his season, he came back, and that's where they are now.
Where did he go when he was let go?
They were not doing well the time he was let go.
Right.
But
yeah, this season he's been appreciated.
yeah, last season they finished strong too, but not in the top five. I think this season they are doing very very well and working really really hard to try to, get into the top four again. Like Man United winning today. Excuse me. Man United winning today is put them back to 5th position, and they are now Man United is back in the top four.
Top four.
And West Ham is 5th
But
now.
that can change.
Anything can change there. I mean,
like Manchester United have played more games than other teams, right?
No, Man United still have outstanding games. I think
Okay.
Man United have
There must
played.
be.
West Ham have played more games. Oh, not true. Man United and West Ham have played the same number of games.
Okay.
So Man United has 43 points and West Ham has 41 points. So it's just 2 points
Okay,
difference.
West Ham have to keep up now.
Yeah, depends
Manchester
also
United
who,
have to, of course, keep up.
Exactly. It also depends who they are playing next, right? West Ham is playing Newcastle, and
We talked about that.
yeah, we'll
And
see.
United is playing against who?
United are playing Leeds on Sunday,
Okay.
so that will be also another high octane game because Leeds, they never stop running. They just don't stop running.
Yeah.
But that sometimes leaves them open and vulnerable, in the back.
Anything? Any other thing you want to talk about West Ham game before we go to the last one?
Well, let's move on.
Okay, final game. Final game, Manchester United. I actually did not watch the game because of Champions League. You watched it?
I watched the game.
Yeah.
Yes, I watched the game. I did not give it 100% attention, but yes.
Let's talk about Maguire. How was he? Did he play?
Yes, he played today.
Okay.
Varane got injured during the
During
warm-up.
the game? Oh, during the
warm-up.
So he
And
was
then, yes, he...
Christian, how was
Victor Lindelof
how was
came
Cristiano
in.
Ronaldo? Was
Ronaldo scored his goal,
How
his
was
first goal in 2022.
How did he score?
Um,
Just set piece?
No, not a set piece. I think it was a true pass from there, and then he smashed it in. I think he took on the defender on a 1v1 situation, and then he finished with a good goal, which was good. Their second goal was, for me, I loved the second goal. Brighton were down 10 men, but they still outplayed United. The scoreline there does not tell you what the game looked like. Brighton was a better team.
Mm-hmm.
Brighton they had upper hand and with the ball.
I see a red card.
Yeah, yes. Even at the
Yeah.
red card, because they in the 54th minute.
It's a straight red card,
It's
right?
a straight red card.
What did he do?
He
Hard.
pulled. The kid was on his way to goal. So there was a true pass coming, and the kid control. No, not that. Sorry. So what happened was that the centre back this way you don't go to sleep on the field, on the pitch, no matter how good you are. So the centre back had the ball, right? And I don't know what he was doing. Extra touches, not necessary. So that extra touch, Man United pressed.
Okay.
So the moment they pressed on
They
him,
lost the ball.
he lost the ball.
Okay.
So in losing the ball, he committed the foul.
Right
and
away.
he was just right in front of the 18
And it was the last
box.
player, of course.
And he was, definitely. Okay. Because it was true.
Who did
if
he,
he did not,
who did he
was
tackle?
the young kid, the kid from the academy. What's his name? Yeah. That's his name, Elanga. I think so.
Yeah, Elanga.
Yeah. So he was the one. And before you know it, red card. But even at that, they still had more possession of the ball. They hit the crossbar. They had a chance to score, but they didn't score. But as we know, right, in football, any chance that you don't take will come back to haunt you.
Yeah.
And that was what happened to them. I think they committed a foul. They were attacking and lost the ball, and in losing the ball, they committed a foul. And once they committed the foul, Man United played a quick free kick. It was a quick free kick. They were only left with one man behind, and it was 1-2. Bruno Fernandes and Ronaldo were attacking. Before you know it, Bruno faked the shot. He feigned the shot. The goalkeeper sat on the floor. He sat the goalkeeper down, and then he finished. It was a good finish. It was a very, very good counter-attacking football as well. So, United won 2-0.
Yeah, and
the clean sheet.
Yeah. And Ronaldo got his break for 2022.
Ronaldo, yes, he got his break. So, Mr. Dos Santos Aveiro.
Yeah, they were actually heavily criticized. I read an article written by Alan Shearer on theathletic.com. He's like, this club is leaky, messy, they need structure. So, I don't know what's going on in the club, but I'll watch the game later. Good for them. They're in the fourth position now.
They're back in top four.
Which will give them confidence for a bit, yeah.
Well, hopefully they can maintain it. The thing is this, the team does not work really hard enough, and they don't really work hard enough for each other. That's the problem with Man United. If they are able to work hard for each other, put in the same amount of work in all the departments of the game, from the defenders knowing what to do. I was listening to the post match analysis with Andy Cole and Ian Wright. So they asked this guy. They said, "What would have happened if Maguire is not the captain, or if he was not the captain? Would he be in the first team? Would he be in the starting 11?" I don't think he would be in the starting 11. I think Andy Cole said the same thing. Maguire would not be in the starting 11 if he was not the captain of the team. That to tell you that for someone that is not playing well, but is the captain, for me, I think that is putting the team in trouble. I don't know how to put it, but he has to be sat on the bench for me.
Yeah. Who do you think he can be replaced?
You have other centre backs there. It's not as if they don't have centre backs there. Varane is there. Varane felt sick today, so but you have Lindelof there, and you have Eric Bailly there, and you even still have Jones there. I think so. You have still have Phil Jones there. So if you have Phil Jones, and one thing is this, when you are a player on the bench and the player that is on the field is not playing well and he plays the same position that you play, but he's not being substituted or he's not being, you're not getting game time. It's like, what are we doing then?
They don't get them wrong. Yeah.
But it will take a lot for the coach
to decide that,
to sit Maguire down and play another person because he's the captain. So that could cause problem in the dressing room. That could I don't know, but I think he has to sit out for a while. Maybe give him a break. Tell him, have a chat with him. This is what games have been looking like for the past 3 weeks or 4 weeks. You're gonna take a break. Someone else is going to play, and after that you can come back. Sometimes that helps players to be able to.
Yeah, he's actually the Manchester United manager. He's in a tough position because sometimes he has to sit Ronaldo down, so he has to sit. He has to decide. These are hard decisions.
Yeah, if he can do that to Ronaldo, then why not Maguire? I mean, I know Maguire is the captain because that is what it could be aimed at. But when your captain is not playing well, you can have a chat with him. It also takes humility from the player to put the club first before his personal goals and his aspirations, wanting to play all the time. If Maguire is humble, he can always tell the coach, maybe I can sit out, I know I've not been playing well, or maybe the coach may have a chat with him to tell him that, and then he accepts that out of humility, sits out a match, stay on the bench. The press is going to go, oh yeah, finally he's on the bench, oh this and that. But you also have to know that, okay, I have to do this for the benefit of the team. Maybe it might be tiredness, mental tiredness is also part of it. Because game after game, if you're criticized game after game,
there's something going on,
it wears a player down. The morale is not there. He will never perform well. Whether if he might continue trying and trying and trying. Maybe the more he tries, the poorer he performs. So why don't you give him rest?
It's like a loop.
Yeah, give him a rest. Talk to him. Give him a rest. One game. Or even maybe he sits out the first 60 minutes or the first 70 minutes or maybe 80 minutes. Maybe the team is already winning and then he comes back in the 10th minute, in the last 10 minutes of the game to try to finish it off. By then, players also sitting out when they are not performing well also helps them to see the areas that they can improve on, because watching a game from the bench is also part of you learning to become a better player. So if you can do that, I'm sure that will help the team. But I don't know. These days, players are very, very powerful in the dressing room. They make tons of money, and if the captain is not happy, he can there could be an uproar, and all the stuff that happen in the dressing room these days. Just because you're the captain, or maybe because you are a person of influence in the dressing room. So it affects the whole mood of the team,
True, yeah.
And Ronaldo has been sat on the bench, and he has also been told it's for the benefit of the team. When he was subbed, I can remember there was a game he was subbed, and they went on to win that game. Yes, if he was not subbed, I don't think they were going to win that game or even tie the game to win it. So it's part of it. It's also humility. It's all working hard. It's all representing the badge.
Yeah.
It's all playing for the fans and playing for for the club itself, not just for your personal gratification or trying to just be always on the top on top. So that's what I can say about Maguire. It's not as if he put up a very, very good performance today, but yet still.
Yeah, and then if they want to keep in the top four, they have to make this hard decision sooner than later.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Otherwise, it's going to cost them fourth position.
It will cost them.
There are so many teams competing for that position.
Exactly.
They're not going to sit down and...
Just, you've seen the mistakes. Imagine doing that against Man City.
Yeah. Yeah,
You'll be battered.
As of right now, there's no space for mistake.
There is none.
Yeah.
This is a very crucial time of the season
for everyone.
Yeah. So, but.
Yeah. That's all for the games for Premier League.
Week 25 of the Premier League done and dusted. Yeah. Chelsea did not play this weekend.
Oh yeah, Chelsea did not play
because they played the
World
Club World Cup. final against Palmeiras. You know,
which they did win.
Which we did win. Yes, I'm a Chelsea fan,
Makes him
guys.
happy.
So yeah, it was a nervy game for me as well towards the end because Palmeiras were coming hard on Chelsea.
Yeah.
But
we were thinking that it was going to go for penalties.
Yes, because it was the second half of extra time, right?
Yeah.
That we got the penalty.
Was it Ziyech?
No, it was Kai Havertz that scored.
Havertz, yes.
He scored in 2 finals for us, Champions League final and the Club World Cup finals. So keep it on, Kai. We love you. So, so I guess, we did not play. We were to play Arsenal this weekend.
Which was already
it's been postponed, and this coming weekend we'll be playing against Crystal Palace.
Good tough game.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good game. I'm glad that one of their star midfielders will not be playing because he's a Chelsea loanee, so you don't play against your parents' club. That's how the Premier League functions.
That's why he's not playing, or is
he will not play because that's the rule.
Is that the rule?
That's the rule.
Really?
If you're loaned to
like
a
if
club,
Southampton plays against Chelsea, they're gonna.
Roger is not going to play.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
that's interesting.
because that's the rule in England, though. In Italy, it's different.
If a player just transfers from one club, but
if it's complete transfer, then you are eligible to play. There are players there's this kid in Brighton. Whenever he plays against Chelsea, I think he plays a very, very good game against Chelsea. The small right back for Brighton, Lamptey.
Okay.
Tariq Lamptey. He always comes hard on Chelsea. He was a Chelsea academy player.
Okay.
And he was brought up in Chelsea. But Lampard sold the kid because of the David James. Was it? Reece James. My goodness. Oh my, what did I just say? I said David James. No way. Sorry. Yeah, it was Reece James. Guys, am I tired?
Yeah, I think we are.
Sorry guys, after running a session tonight, I had to do this podcast.
Yeah.
So when you work with 21-year-olds, in a very competitive environment, and then you have to do the podcast. But anyway, yes, Reece James, not David James, Reece James, yeah. So Lampard had to sell Lamptey in order to keep Reece James, as the first choice right back. So, and there was another guy that's in Southampton, Livramento. He plays as a left back. He's a very good player too. I don't know why we sold him, but we have lots of left backs that are not even functional, I would say. Alonso can be good sometimes. Old age is coming, and we had to loan out Emerson to Lyon, and Barbara Man. It's in Reading, and we have to. Chelsea develops a lot of good players too, so they have to loan them out. But I think next year is going to be difficult because there are some rules from FIFA about the loan. So we might be forced to sell a lot of players because we have a lot of players on loan out in Europe and in England. So hopefully we'll see how that works.
We can actually do a podcast about something specific about Chelsea, like their academy.
Yeah, they develop. I think they are the best academy in England. Trust me. The number of good players that have come out of that academy, not just in the past, but actually right now, and they're in other clubs in England playing, so. But anyway.
Yeah. Before we finish, I was going to mention, just for the audience, that we're planning to make content for our YouTube channel, which is going to be not more like podcasts, more like presentations about
match analysis. That's what we'll call it.
Yeah, or some technical stuff, or physiological stuff, fitness stuff, like content about that. So stay tuned. Anything else you want to add, Chidi?
Yeah. Well, guys, thank you for lending us your ears.
Yeah, listening to us for
our ranting about the Premier League, the best league in the world. So yeah, as my brother here said, we'll be coming out with very good content for each and every one, regardless of what your needs are, whether it's technique, whether it's tactics, even sports psychology and the physical aspect of the game as well, and we're trying to bring out the experts in us and the professionalism, in knowledge to share with you guys. So stay tuned. If you have not clicked that like button and subscribed
Please do.
to our channel,
Yeah.
what are you waiting for? Come on, just hit that subscribe button and hit that bell button so that anytime we put up anything and upload content, you'll be able to be the first to get the notification. So hit the bell button and click like now.
See you
like.
next time.
All right, thank you very much. Au revoir.